It's great to have you with us. Our sign language interpreter is Maresha Witi and I am Ashley Mazuri. Now let's get started. The Kenya Kwanza Alliance and the Azimio and Kenya coalition today locked horns during the last day of presentations of public memoranda to the National Dialogue Committee as both teams clashed over the hot issue of opening the IEBC servers. While the opposition, Azimio, is pushing for the audit of the IEBC servers, the ruling coalition is completely opposed to the idea. Meanwhile, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has dismissed recommendations by the Council of Governors to have immunity of office, claiming there was no grace period for impunity. KTN's political affairs reporter Emmanuel To starts us off.
The last day of presentations of public memoranda to the National Dialogue Committee saw the biggest stakeholders in the talks, the Azimio and Kenya Coalition and their Kenya Kwanza counterparts clash, with the contentious matter of opening the IEBC servers taking center stage. The ruling Kenya Kwanza Alliance was the first to face the panel, with Secretary Generals representing UDA, ANC and Ford Kenya parties putting up a case on the 5 thematic issues of discussions, opposing any plans to reopen the electoral agency servers.
If you think that the 2022 general elections were not fair enough, the provisions of the Constitution are very clear that you have an opportunity at the Supreme Court to go and challenge the decision of IEBC.
Kenya Kwanza also wants those found culpable of leading illegal, outlawed and violent demonstrations to be barred from vying for elective positions. But even before the dust could settle on their submissions, their opponents, the Azimio and Kenya, were putting up a spirited push for the opening of the very servers.
It is by auditing that then we can know what we are fixing. What is the problem that we are fixing with IEBC? So why audit? First of all, there are different numbers from the IEBC server, from the portal.
Azimio also made a presentation on the high cost of living.
Why isn't the cost of living coming down? And we have demonstrated that it is because the regime is mismanaging public finances. We have demonstrated is that because the regime is maintaining a very high deficit.
On its part, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission also started its submission by poking holes into the recommendation by the Council of Governors to have an impeachment motion against them barred 2 years after elections and a year before the polls.
I think that kind of request, it will create more chaos than accountability. Because what they are telling us is that they are ready for responsibility, but they are not ready for accountability. And we say that responsibility minus accountability is equal to corruption. No grace period for impunity.
It therefore requires that we focus, and we have focused our attention on high-impact cases and on high-impact individuals.
The parliamentary caucus, consisting of over 27 members of parliament, also made their pitch for an additional 11 counties, crying foul over marginalization over years.
When BBI was happening, several communities, actually similar, the same communities that are here today before.
Honorable Marwa, I asked specific question.
Yes.
You are members of parliament.
I am coming to that.
Just go straight to that. Whatever BBI, just go straight there to the same side.
Yes, we have a bill, proposed bill, that is yet to be tabled in Parliament.
Members of the clergy, including the National Council of Churches of Kenya, NCCK, and the Kenya Conference of Catholic Bishops, also lauded the ongoing dialogue process, saying it was the only way to resolve the issues bedeviling the country. The last day saw the presentations run into the night as the committee rushed against time to have most of those available make their submissions. And after receiving public memoranda and oral submissions from various groups, the National Dialogue Committee will now be retiring to come up with a report that will be tabled in Parliament in the next few days before a month's conclusion of the timeline that was given for the committee to conclude its activities. Emmanuel To, KTN News, Bomas, Nairobi.
Kenya is set to deploy troops to Haiti after the UN Security Council